Hi Ocean Ambassadors, my name's Courtney, and today we're going to be learning about what types of animals we take care of here at the Marine Mammal Center. Here at the Marine Mammal Center, our most common patients are the California sea lion, the northern elephant seal, and the Pacific harbor seal. We also see some types of fur seals and occasionally dolphins or whales. There are 5 types of marine mammals. The most common one that we see here are pinnipeds. Pinnipeds are flipper-footed, and that means that seals and sea lions fit into that category. Pinnipeds are split into 2 groups, true seals and eared seals. True seals are the harbor seals and the elephant seals. They don't have ear flaps on the outside, just ear holes. Eared seals are sea lions and fur seals. They have ear flaps on the outside. Let's take a look at this skull. The first thing that we want to look at in a skull is the dentition, or the teeth. Let's look in here. The first thing you're going to notice is all these canines. They don't have any molars, which means that this animal grasps its food and swallows it whole. The other thing that you might notice about these canines is that they're all worn down. This was a much older animal. We also have a canine up here that's missing. If we have a skull here at the Marine Mammal Center, almost always there's going to be a tooth missing, and that's because we took it. We're going to use that tooth to figure out exactly how old the animal was. If you cut their teeth in half, they actually have rings in there, just like a tree trunk. We're going to count those rings and figure out what their age is. Another thing that I can tell from this skull is that this is an adult male California sea lion. I know because of the shape of its skull, how long their head is, but also this big bump on the top. This is called a sagittal crest. Only adult male California sea lions get this bump. They start to grow when they're about 5 years old, and the older they are, the bigger the bump is, and actually the lighter the fur on top turns. I personally think they get them because girl sea lions like mohawks. Another type of marine mammal are the cetaceans. Cetaceans include porpoises, dolphins, and whales. Whales are also split into toothed whales and baleen whales. We don't see cetaceans very often here at the Marine Mammal Center for a couple of reasons. One, usually they're very large. It's hard to get them here, and we don't have pools that big. The other reason is that cetaceans spend all of their life in the ocean, and we rescue mostly from the beach. So if a cetacean has actually made it all the way to the beach, it means that they're very sick. The good news is that we can learn a lot about them from what their activities are like out in the wild, and so we research their natural behaviors out in the ocean. In order for the Marine Mammal Center to treat wild animals, we first have to understand what their natural behaviors are like when they're healthy. A couple of ways that we're going to be able to do that is by one, we're going to send researchers out into the wild and observe their behavior. Another thing that they're going to do is actually put tracking tags on wild animals that have never been to the hospital. So the only migration that we ever see of them is normal, natural, healthy migration. We also use tracking tags here at the Marine Mammal Center. A couple of different tags, in fact. One, we're going to use these awesome party hats. They get glued to the top of the animals' heads when they first get here to the hospital. It's the way that we can tell them apart when they're in the pens and the pools. It's also a great way to identify them once they're released and back in the wild. Another thing that we're going to use is a flipper tag. Flipper tags go between the webbing on an animal's flippers. Sea lions, they get tagged on their front flippers, seals on their back flippers, females on their right, and males on their left. An easy way to remember it is that we tag them on the right because girls are always right. They're going to be a unique number for every patient, and that number is going to stay with them for their whole life. So when they go out in the wild, if anybody ever sees this orange flipper tag, they can call us up and let us know how the patients are doing. In rare occasions, we're going to use satellite tags. Satellite tags are attached to the back of the animal, and they're going to send us data about exactly where they are in the ocean. It works kind of the same as the GPS in your cell phone. Your parents can find out where you are, just like we can find out where the animals are. But when you go through a tunnel, you're going to lose reception. Well, these guys lose reception when they go underwater, and we're not going to be able to track them when they're actually under the ocean. That's why it's really important to know where we put these on their body. We need this antenna to come out of the water every time that they take a breath of air. It's going to send us information about not only where they are, but how deep they go, how long they've been underwater, and how salty the ocean is. There are even tags out there that monitor heart rate, and so we can know how slow they make their heart rate when they dive down deep in the ocean. It's pretty awesome. Now you will find out where some of our animals live along our coast by using tracking data from our satellite tags. Now get mapping, Ocean Ambassadors.